There was once a boy named Proca. From the moment he could understand the world around him, Proca was fascinated by the idea of happiness. Not that he was particularly sad. He had a loving family, a roof over his head, and food on the table. But he had fallen in love with the idea of happiness. To him, happiness wasn't something to be found in the present. It was a reward, a treasure to be unlocked after achieving something great. This belief took root in Proca's heart when he was just a little boy in primary school. Even at such a young age, he was relentless in his pursuit of this delayed happiness. He told himself, once I am done with primary school, I will be happy. So he worked diligently, pushing any sense of joy or celebration to the future. He avoided playground games, birthday parties, and even simple moments of laughter with his friends, telling himself that this distraction would only delay his ultimate happiness. When he finally finished primary school, Proca felt a fleeting sense of accomplishment. But instead of allowing himself to bask in it, he discovered something unexpected. If he delayed his happiness even further until after he finished junior secondary school, the joy would be even greater. And so he did just that. Proca convinced himself that happiness was not to be found in the middle of the journey, but at the very end. He completed junior secondary school with the same determination, only to tell himself, once I finish senior secondary school, I will feel the happiest. He postponed the happiness of primary and junior secondary school, stacking it all up for what he believed would be an overwhelming sense of fulfillment after senior school. Proca's life became a series of milestones, each one pushing happiness further and further away. He entered senior secondary school, working tirelessly and ignored the beautiful, fun moments that happened along the way. His classmates often invited him to join them for outings, but Proca always declined, saying, I'll have time for fun after I finish school. When he graduated from senior secondary school, Proca felt a brief surge of pride. But instead of celebrating, he told himself, after university, I will be happy. And so he did his due diligence, earning the admiration and respect of others for his tenacity and fiery spirit. His professors praised his work ethic, and his peers looked up to him as a role model. Yet, Proca never allowed himself to enjoy the fruits of his labor. Even after university, Proca didn't allow himself to relax or celebrate. He pushed happiness to after his master's degree, then his PhD, and then his doctorate. Each time he thought, just one more achievement, and then I'll be happy. As the years went by, Proca's life continued in this pattern. He got married to a kind and patient woman named Lila, who loved him deeply, but often worried about his inability to enjoy the present. On their wedding day, as they danced under the stars, Lila whispered, Proca, let's be happy now. The moment is ours. But Proca smiled and replied, we'll be even happier once we have children. When their children were born, Proca told himself, I will be happy once they grow up and go to school. When they graduated, he thought, I will be happy once they get their master's degree. When they married, he said, I will be happy once they have children of their own. Even after retirement, Proca didn't allow himself to feel the happiness he had spent a lifetime chasing. He sat in his rocking chair, reflecting on all his accomplishments. But the joy he expected never came. He thought, perhaps there's one more thing I need to do. I will be happy once I get to heaven. A few months later, at the age of 82, Proca passed away and found himself in heaven.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
For the first time in his life, he felt true happiness. The environment of heaven alone filled him with childlike wonder and joy. The air was filled with the sound of laughter, the streets were paved with gold, and the lights seemed to radiate pure love. But before long, Proca found himself falling into his old habit. He thought, I would be even happier if everyone I know makes it to heaven. God, seeing Proca's heart, smiled gently and said, this is the day that the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. In that moment, an unspeakable revelation struck Proca. He realized that he had spent his entire life postponing happiness, always waiting for the next milestone, the next achievement, the next chapter. He had missed the beauty of living in the present, of finding joy in the everyday moments that God had given him. Moved by this realization, God granted Procca an extra week on earth to share his story. In that 1 week, Procca touched more lives than he had in his 82 years of procrastinating happiness. He spoke to people about the importance of living in God's joy every day, rather than waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect achievement. He visited schools where he told children, don't wait to be happy. Find joy in your studies, in your friendships, in the little things that make life beautiful. He spoke to young professionals, saying, your career is important, but don't let it consume you. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small. He even addressed elderly couples, reminded them happiness is not in the past or the future, it's the love you share today. Procca's story spread far and wide, impacting countless lives. People began to understand the value of finding joy in the present, of celebrating the small victories, and of living each day with gratitude and love. When Procca's extra week came to an end, he returned to heaven, this time with a heart full of peace and contentment. He had finally learned the lesson he was meant to share. Happiness is not a destination to be reached, but a journey to be embraced, one day at a time.